Hello, welcome to Fun is Fundamental. I'm Lelania. In this podcast, we will explore the importance of fun and how it defines us as humans. Weekly, I will participate in an activity and talk about my experiences and the reasons why it is fun, or maybe not so fun. I hope to inspire all of you to pursue more fun in your daily life as well. Let's start. Hi, this is future Lelania, editing Lelania. I just wanted to say that this was the first episode that I recorded, and I know it's not timely at all. We are full on into spring. It's when I'm recording this, it is almost, it's getting close to May. So I know talking about snow is not timely, but I really wanted to get this out, so it's kind of a record of the growth that I will be making. But, this is obviously an ongoing thing that will live out there forever. And someone might discover it when they need it. I did have a friend say when I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be releasing this episode about snow. And she's like, actually, it's probably a good time to listen to it when you're not actually cold. Let's listen to it when we're feeling hot that day, and we're just like, I want to think about snow. So I was like, oh, that's a nice way to think about it. In the dog days of summer, I hope this finds you and cools you down. But anyway, I hope that you enjoy. Hi, welcome to our first real episode of Fun is Fundamental. This week I'm going to talk about playing in the snow. I feel like there's nothing that really makes you feel more like a kid than to play in the snow. We don't get a lot of snow here in Seattle, so when it happens, it's a big deal. And the whole city shuts down. So we had snow about a couple weeks ago. And I'm actually going to play a little clip of us actually playing in the snow because, I don't know, I like the idea of sharing the laughter and the playfulness of being in the moment of playing in the snow or any activity. So we had a foot of snow in a day, and it was really beautiful white powdered kind of snow, which we usually get really wet dense snow here. So it was definitely really different texture. We will mention that a little bit in the clip, and I hope that you enjoy it. It hit me in the face. All right, I'm gonna make a snow angel. It's cold. Yay!
You son of a...
Yeah, not balls.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No playing with balls.
Get that white powder. Gotta get that white powder. Yeah. That cocaine.
Here's some of that.
Haven't
Auntie
we
Donna.
done well?
We can't even see him anymore.
Like a little rabbit.
Yeah, hopping along. Anyway, as you can hear, I was definitely laughing a lot. There's definitely nothing more fun than throwing snowballs and building a snowman and And there's also just something so magical about the snow. And I feel like you also have to like work a lot harder to walk through it. Something really exciting. And I mean, I think because it's novel here, it makes it probably more fun than people that get a lot of snow. Anyway, so in the clip, we were throwing snow at the dog. It was just so cute because he's just hopping around like a bunny and so joyful and gleeful, even. And then I also made a snow angel, and it kind of ruined my phone a little bit for a minute, but it dried out and it was okay. But it was, if you heard any weird noises, that was that. Then we went down to it's not in the clip at that point, but we walked down to the creek behind our house. It was really nice and quiet back there. There's something about the snow that's really peaceful and magical, and seeing like animal footprints, something about the snow that it holds the memories of who came before you, kind of. I like that because it just kind of gets your imagination working. I remember there was this one part where we were walking along the creek, and the shore is a lot more, it's narrow and it's not very even. It's kind of sloped a little bit. And there's definitely like this fear that I'm gonna fall, but I was just like, I'm gonna go do it anyway, because also with like the snow, there's this uncertainty of where the actual ground is sometimes, where you're like stepping, and you're like, I don't know how far my foot is gonna go and where the actual ground is, but you just step anyway. So there was definitely that situation, and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna fall into the creek, and oh well, I guess that's just what I'm doing. I am not graceful. I'm definitely prone to twisting my ankle, but I don't know, sometimes you just gotta go for it and take the risk. I mean, that's another thing with fun and play, is that sometimes there is a little bit of risk, and that's part of what makes it fun. So I did that. I mean, I guess that there is a little bit of feeling of safety because, if I were to fall, I would just be falling into soft snow anyway. So, yeah, I guess it's one of those things. I'm not necessarily fearing falling on my face and breaking a tooth, which I have done, and it's not fun. It's like, kind of like one of those things where, like, if I go hiking, maybe I'm going down and it's uneven and there's a lot of roots and stuff like that. There's always like this fear that I'm gonna like fall on my face. But the snow, it's so nice to know that there's this cushion for me to fall into if I fall. So I guess that's why it might make it a little bit more freeing to just take that risk. If I had fallen, I might have fallen into the creek and it would have been really cold and unpleasant, but I would have been okay, obviously. So I guess it's nice to take risks while having a parameter of some sort of safety kind of thing. Yeah, like even when I was tripping or my foot was sinking into a hole, it just felt okay and safe and controlled. But not that I needed to control the situation. Because, I mean, that's the thing. Like sometimes I feel like I do have to control a lot of things. And it's good to let go of some of the need to control. I found that I was also more okay with discomfort, like having more discomfort than normal. I mean, we were almost at home and my boyfriend was just like, "Oh, let's go shove our face in the snow on the car." And I was just, why would I, it's like a part of me is like, why would I want to do that? But you're just like, okay. And so, yeah, I just shoved my face in snow and it was so cold. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's snow in your face. So obviously it was cold, but it was also kind of exhilarating. Yeah. And then the next day, I don't know if the snow actually melted at all. I feel like it was a little bit warmer, so it's possible that like maybe it was a little bit more sticky. I don't know. Anyway, we finally decided to go build a snowman. But because the snow was a little bit different and it was harder to make snowballs, I just kind of like did it as I made a pile of snow and then we just kept on piling the snow up and up and up. It was like we were carving it instead of just building balls of snow. I will post a picture of our creepy snowman that was carved out of the snow on my Instagram page. The takeaways of my experience of playing in the snow was to be in the moment. And there's this, the idea of flow, like losing track of time, and just you also don't want to end, and you're really in the moment and you're really mindful. And you're also just not thinking about yourself as much. There's not like as much self-consciousness. You're also dealing, your brain is more, more quiet. You're not just having like these yammering thoughts all the time. There's also, anytime I'm doing things that are really in nature, there's always that quieting of the brain. I find nature to be one of the most relaxing things, and really one of the most things that are the most beneficial for me is to be out in nature. I say this as also a person that, is like, oh, it's raining, I don't want to go out, But like, once I'm out, usually like I enjoy being out. It's just about the getting out of your comfort zone and going out even though it's cold and wet.
So Dr. Stuart Brown has the National Institute of Play, and he has a book called Play: How It Shapes the Brain, Opens the Imagination, and Invigorates the Soul. Those are some big words there. I mean, especially the part about it invigorates the soul. And I think that's so much of what I want to explore with this podcast, is that I think it's mostly that the lack of play causes a lot of distress and depression. And, there's scientific evidence that lack of play as children can lead to violence. But I mean, also, I think as adults, things are not as dire necessarily, but there's definitely evidence that people that play have better lives, and I want everyone to have the best life that they can. And I think that's what really inspired me to do this podcast is, I see people every day, like you're constantly looking at people's struggles, and, they're dealing with depression and anxiety and all of these very modern kind of problems. And it feels a lot more widespread in the United States, in Western cultures, than it has in the past. And so it just really feels like this is something that's really important, that we start talking about play. All right, I want to end this episode with another quote. I'm at this point, I'm feeling like I'm liking this idea of quotes, so that people that are a little wiser than me, potentially maybe, can have we can hear what they have to say. This is by inventor and author Doug Hall, and he says, "Fun is fundamental." Yes, I know. It's the name of the podcast. Okay. There's a reason why I chose this quote. Fun is fundamental. There is no way around it. You absolutely must have fun. Without fun, there is no enthusiasm. Without enthusiasm, there is no energy. Without energy, there are only shades of gray.
So I hope that this episode had some value for you, and that next time it snows, and I realize it's spring, I hope that it makes you think about other ways that you can play, but also that anytime that there's snow, you should take the opportunity to at least get some benefit from the quiet, the beauty of nature, even if you don't actually want to trek out into the cold snow. Because I do understand the comfort zone thing, but also snow's fun. It really is. Anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful week, and that you'll come back next week for another fun episode of Fun is Fundamental. All right, check you later. Bye.